Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Malinga Sise of Herbal Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. Today I want us to talk about this stubborn contagious chicken disease called the Newcastle disease. I'm very sure most of you know about Newcastle disease. Probably it has affected you before. It has made you hate this project. It has made you close down. And now you are again back in poultry farming. Let us discuss about this Newcastle disease. Personally, it has affected me before. It has killed my birds. You know, I was still new in this project when this disease affected me, and I didn't know the signs and symptoms, so I could see my birds twisting their neck. You know, it was looking very funny for me, but before we realized it, it had affected almost the whole flock, and I ended up losing over 700 birds due to this Newcastle disease. So just know it is a very contagious and deadly disease. You know, it sounds simple because most people know it, so people think it is very easy to manage, but honestly, Newcastle disease is really not simple, and if we don't handle it well, it can affect our farm so greatly. So we are going to look at the signs and symptoms, and we are going to look at how it can transmit from one bird to another. We shall look at some of the preventive measures you can take to protect your birds from getting this Newcastle disease, and then we are going to look at the organic treatments of this Newcastle disease, and I'm going to give you so many herbal remedies that you can use in the treatment of Newcastle disease. And then finally we are going to go and prepare these herbal remedies, and we shall give it to the birds. But one thing that I want you to know is that Newcastle disease is a highly contagious viral disease that affects the chickens and other birds, and it is caused by the Newcastle disease virus, and it can lead to a severe economic losses in your poultry farm. And that is why I want us to really know more about this Newcastle disease for the beginners and for those who are really doing this project before. Some of you are even not aware of this Newcastle disease. Now, let us look at the signs and symptoms of Newcastle disease in poultry farming. It has so many signs and symptoms, and I want us to know all of them. This will really help us in the management of this project. The first sign is that your birds will be coughing. If you see them sneezing, if you hear your birds gasping for air, your birds will end up having nozzle discharge. The bird will end up having ruffled feathers. The bird will have twisted neck. The bird will have paralysis of the legs or the wings. If your birds are having greenish or watery diarrhea, and the bird will lose a lot of weight. And then if you see your birds drop in egg production, please just know there must be a problem. It could be Newcastle disease. And then another serious sign, this is especially among the laying hens, you will see the eggs which are not straight. It is deformed. Eggshells are very soft. These are all signs of the Newcastle disease. And then how do this Newcastle disease transmit from one bird to another? It is spread through direct contact with the infected birds. That's why once you identify one bird like this, please endeavor to isolate that bird immediately, because Newcastle disease is very contagious. So once you see a bird twisting the neck, or you notice one of the signs and symptoms, make sure you isolate the bird immediately. And then it is also transmitted through the contaminated feeds, contaminated water and equipment, and even clothing. So that is why still you have to be very careful where you bring the feeds from. The water that your birds are going to drink should not be drunk by these other birds outside. Now, like for us who have the local birds outside should not drink the same water that our layers are drinking. Wild birds, even the clothing, if you've entered a farm which has Newcastle disease, or it has been affected by Newcastle disease, make sure you reach your farm, change all those clothing, and you disinfect yourself and then enter your farm, because it can still transmit from the clothing. That is why most farms do not encourage farm visitors because of this Newcastle disease. And then it is also transmitted through the air. It is an airborne disease, and especially in crowded farms. you realize that if your farm is so crowded and you get hit by this Newcastle disease, you will end up losing all those birds because it's also an airborne disease. And then what are some of the preventive ways of protecting your birds from getting this Newcastle disease? First and foremost, we all believe that it is a viral disease that needs to be vaccinated against. But honestly, it has taken me over 6 months. I've not vaccinated my birds against this Newcastle disease. So that's why still I strongly believe that let us boost the immunity of our birds using these herbal remedies. It will help a lot in reducing the risk of this Newcastle disease. And then another way you can prevent your birds from getting this Newcastle disease is by maintaining the good hygiene. Make sure the chicken house is clean. Make sure it's well ventilated. Make sure the birds are drinking clean water. Everything there is well clean. The feeds are not contaminated. The feeds are fresh and smelling good for those birds. And then biosecurity is very, very important. Okay, biosecurity it has different ways. First of all, at the entrance of the farm, there must be a foot bath. No one should enter inside the farm without disinfecting their feet. Or even other big farms, you even change your clothes. And then always limit the farm visitors. And then make sure you also disinfect the equipment. Even the vehicles entering that farm, please make sure you disinfect the tires. Make sure you also isolate new birds. Now, when you bring new birds, do not mix it with the birds which are in the farm. And then for those who are still insisting in using the modern medicines, let us vaccinate the birds. Because if you're not using the herbal remedies, then you're not safe at all. Make sure you endeavor to vaccinate your birds according to that vaccination schedule that you have got from the company that has supplied you with those chicks. Now, what are some of the organic treatments for this Newcastle disease? There are several herbs that you can use in the treatment of the Newcastle disease that I'm going to list to you, all of them right now, so that you are able to get at least one or two to give to the birds. The first herbal remedy that you can give to your birds when they get the Newcastle disease, you can give them garlic, you can give them the aloe vera gel, you can give them neem. It can be either in powder or in leaves, okay? The neem leaves or powder, okay? Then you can give them ginger. You can give those birds turmerics. You can give them the bitter leaf. You can give them the papaya leaves. You can give those birds onions. You can give them black pepper. Another one is moringa. You can also treat them with cinnamon. You can treat your birds with cloves. You can also get the eucalyptus and give to the birds. You can treat them with the lemongrass. We also have the mango leaves. We have the guava leaves. Those are the things you can use in the treatment of the Newcastle disease. You can use like 2 or 3 herbs together and treat your birds. Because I know someone is going to ask me, should we mix all this together? No, you can pick 3 of the herbs, mix and treat those birds for 7 consecutive days. And for the birds that are already very weak, cannot drink, please feed them forcefully with either a spoon or a syringe. Make sure they take this herbal concoction. It will help those birds a lot. So for today, we are going to pick only 3 herbs. Is the one we are going to use in the treatment of this Newcastle disease. We are going to use garlic because it is a natural antibiotic. It boosts the immunity and helps in fighting the respiratory infections. The second one that I'm going to use is neem, and in this case I'll use the neem powder. It is a strong antiviral, antibacterial, and detoxifies the body of our chicken. So that's why I'm going to use it. And then we shall also use the aloe vera gel. It soothes the digestive system and improves the hydration and enhances the immunity. Those are the 3 herbs that we are going to mix and treat with our birds at least for 3 consecutive days, because these birds don't have the Newcastle disease. Matchers have not vaccinated them, but honestly, they don't have the Newcastle disease. But still, I want us to stick on these herbal remedies and let us be consistent in using these herbal remedies. So let us go and prepare our concoction and give to the birds. See you right back. So guys, these are the herbal remedies that we are going to mix and treat with our Newcastle disease for the 3 consecutive days. We said we are going to treat them with aloe vera. We shall treat them with garlic, and then we shall treat them with our neem powder. So let us start mixing. We shall start with mixing our neem in the hot water. So we shall mix in 1 liter of water, we shall put 1 tablespoon, and we are going to mix 5 liters of water. So those are 5 tablespoons. Then we shall leave it to sit at least for 10 minutes. And this neem, when you're buying from like in powder form, all these herbal remedies, when you're going to buy in powder form, make sure you buy from a trusted suppliers, because some of these sellers, they end up mixing different things and they lie to you when it's not the right thing. So this is 1 liter. Two liters. 3 liters. 4 liters. 5 liters. Going to add 1 more cup because it has not been full. So we shall leave this to sit for at least 10 minutes as we are still doing other things. Let me put on the gloves when we are going to handle this aloe vera, because it is so bitter, and we are going to extract the gel is the one we are going to use. So let me put on my gloves first. So in the 5 liters of water, we are going to remove this aloe vera. This aloe vera, I don't know how they call it. If this was full, I would remove this, and this, 3 of them. Then we scoop the gel. Then we mix with the 5 liters of water. That is how, because that's how you're going to do it. I know someone is going to ask me. We shall get 1 long one like the 3 of them. We scoop the inside gel, we mix with the 5 liters of water of the rest of the things.
Newcastle disease is a very serious chicken disease that we must be very careful of, and when time for treating it, we must treat it seriously. Imagine if your chicken is laying very well and they get hit by this Newcastle disease. It's really so painful when a bird is already laying and all of a sudden gets these diseases. And for us who have really decided to use the herbal remedies, we must be consistent. Since it's not full, I need to add also this one. So let us put this one aside. We're going to wash this one and we shall scoop out the gel of this. And whenever you're going to buy this aloe vera, make sure you buy the ones which are still fresh, not the ones that are already drying up, because if they're already drying up, it is not easy to scoop out the gel. So that's why, like I always say, as a farmer, endeavor to plant most of these herbal remedies, most of these herbs around your farm, so that at least you use the fresh ones. It is very easy to use them when they are still fresh. So when you're going to extract the gel, this is how you do it. You're going to do like this, open like this, then you scoop it with a spoon. You have to be careful. Like this. This is the gel we need. This is the gel that we need. That's why I said you need fresh aloe vera, not the ones that are already drying up. Because these ones that are already drying up, it is a bit hard to scoop the gel. Let me try with a knife. Wow. So finally, this is what we have extracted, and this is the cover. Hey, one is remaining here. Hey, this one is still remaining, and this is, it has a lot of gel inside. Wow. See, and the gel is much. So finally, this is the gel. This is our gel, okay, that we have extracted, and this is the ones that we have left out. So we are going to blend this with the garlic, and in the 5 liters of water we shall just use 1 bowl like this of garlic. But in the case where it has become so severe, because this one we are just preventing it from happening in our farm, and we are just going to treat them for 3 consecutive days. But when your birds are already affected with this Newcastle disease, you need to add like 2 of this, like this, in the 5 liters of water. Okay, so let us also work on this first. We're going to blend them all together. You need to remove this cover very well. So we shall now mix it together. So we are now going to blend this one all together, okay? And we shall come and mix with our neem. Shall just put some little water, because we had already measured our water there. We're just going to put some little to help in the blending. Before that, let us first sieve our neem juice here. So let us first go and blend our aloe vera gel plus the garlic. So this is our mixture. Wow. Now we are going to mix now this with this mixture, and we shall give to the birds. So let us now go and serve it to the birds. 1 cup. Let me start from here. So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for loving me. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and I'll be smiling. And if you're still new, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be so grateful. See you next time. I love you all. Bye-bye.